Hi guys, PR Charles here. Today's video is on keeping the faith through my journey. Alright, so I decided that I wanted to be natural. As you've all seen in my Sisterlocks hair journey with the pictures of the different stages of natural hair, weave, short haircut thingy that I was doing, I had gotten to the point where I had shaved my hair off because I was addicted to putting things in it, whether it be relaxer, whether it be weave, braids, extensions, any of those things. You know, I was training myself to love and like myself as is in its raw state, and I personally had to start at the ground floor. So I shaved my head. I wore that for about 6 years, and then I decided that I wanted to grow my hair out. There was a problem though. I really didn't have that many examples of people who had natural hair that they generally like themselves. I mostly, or I'm going to say my filter or my perception, picked up people who did the, okay, I just want to be natural, but at the price of femininity. That doesn't sound good, but that's just the way how I looked at it. At the price or sacrifice of femininity, being sensual, seductive, just feminine. And so I basically had to do some things in order to stay motivated to go in this direction. Alright, so I started twisting my hair. That's traditional gel twist. In some of the pictures you'll see gel twists, and the goal was for it to turn into traditional locks. I kept that up for about 6 months, but I kept fiddling with it because it had to be perfectly neat. So I was twisting my hair quite often, and my hair did not like it. I seem to say that a lot. My hair didn't like it, and it would break because you're over twisting it. Fine, but that hairstyle still did not settle with me. I believe that we all have a certain type of style or flavor, and we should acknowledge it. When I was starting off with the gel twist, I thought they were beautiful. As they got longer, I didn't find them as attractive anymore. And it just wasn't working for me. It didn't feel right. It just didn't feel right. Since it didn't feel right, it didn't look right. So as my hair was breaking, which was a blessing in disguise, the fact that it was breaking and I was over twisting it and troubling it and it wasn't feeling right or sitting right with me, that stage brought me to self-reflection and introspection on what it was I really wanted in my natural hair. And so I figured, hey, this twisting business is not doing good, and I like my hair to look a certain way as far as being groomed. There was a certain type of neatness that I endorsed, and it wasn't working. And I figured if my hair was latched, I would just latch it and leave it alone. Ain't no twisting nothing until the next go round, which would be to get it retightened. So as I was saying at the time, it was $375, and that's how much I paid to get my Sisterlocks. And back then, I thought it was a grip, and I paid it anyway. And I figured this is the dues I would have to pay in order to go where I say I wanted to be. And so I spent my money, got my locks installed, and in the beginning, the hardest part for me in getting my locks installed was the fact that they looked like tiny braids and they didn't have a filled out look. You know when your hair is just freshly done, it's real tight, all the hairs are pulled. And when I say tight, not tight as in pain or pressure or being pulled, the correct word is tension, being pulled. It was more tight in the sense that all your hairs were caught up in the micro plaits that you have. And I personally did not like that look because it just looked like a whole bunch of, it looks like micros all over your head, just short micros. I didn't find it feminine at the time, and at that point, I could not wait until I had washed it a couple of times so it would lose its braid-like look. After that, it was a thing of, because at the time I didn't have pierced ears, I wasn't wearing jewelry. So it was trying to juggle being feminine and with the short bunch of almost like pixies or micro braids in your hair. So what did I do to encourage myself? I found pictures of women that I admired. First off, this was the first thing I told myself. I am not looking at or collecting no pictures of anyone who did not have my tone, my skin complexion, roughly. It had to be in the same area. So it's dark skin. So I had to take pictures out of dark skinned women that I found phenomenally beautiful. I started collecting pictures of women whose hair was my hair texture that I found phenomenally beautiful. And you can tell because there's some women you look at, you just stare at them because you're just in awe. So I started collecting pictures of women who, when I looked at them, I felt moved by their beauty. But the key was they had to be within my complexion range. And I say it could be slightly lighter, but much darker I chose. And the hair had to be in my hair texture range. So there weren't any pictures of, let's say, a Halle Berry in my collage of pictures because my features and, my hair texture and skin complexion and tone was not anything close to Halle Berry. So I didn't have her in my collage of pictures. The person that inspired me, there's so many different people that inspired me. When Lauryn Hill she had this like Mary Jane flip bob thing. She had bangs and the hair was flipped up. I was in awe because at that moment I realized that the silhouette of her hairstyle gave the same feeling and mood, or similar feeling and mood to that of a regular relaxed flip bangs, that Mary Jane type hairstyle. And that's when I knew, you can have your hair in its natural state in locks and you can wear similar hairstyles. It's just that your hair will be locked. So I had followed her around, collecting pictures over the years of her having natural hair and twists and coils. And I always admired her. She was very regal and beautiful. And I could relate to her as far as skin complexion and hair texture. So I collected these pictures and I put them in a loose leaf binder. And then after that, I glued them to a bigger book. I'll show you my vision board later because my vision board covers everything. It covers hair. It covers feminine mood. It covers where I would like to visit, the type of things I'd like to have, the type of home I want to live in. It just has a little bit of everything. But for the hair and beauty section, that is what I did in order to cultivate self-love and self-acceptance. Okay? If a Halle Berry picture snuck into any of my pictures, it was in the vision board for the clothes section because there were certain types of clothing that I'd like to wear or certain type of designers. I like the mood and the feel and the cut of certain clothes. Then it went in that section. Okay? Why I said this is not, I didn't start out with Sisterlocks. I didn't. Oh, here's another thing. There was this guy who had these fine, tiny, tiny locks. And I think it was from Andromeda. It was some old space movie thingy. And I seen his hair and it was long and it was flowing. And I saw his picture in a magazine and I cut it out and I put it in my book. And I really didn't study or think about it. I thought, you know what? I would like to have hair like that. And I just dismissed it from my mind. But I had traditional locks. I love to see women with huge afros and hoop earrings and all that type of stuff. So I collected the pictures over the years. And then when I was going through my issue with the traditional, with the flat twist, not flat twist, the gel twist, and starting the locking process through that, And then I had my little, oh, my hair's breaking. Let me just do something where I just latch it and leave it. It took me about 4 years to realize that that man had brother locks. So what I'm saying is, it's nice to have a goal. You have to give in to the flavor and the style and mood of what you're attracted to. And a way will be made. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you to all of my subscribers. Please continue to leave comments and feedback. Inbox me or leave the comments below. All right. Love you guys. Bye for now. Bye.